Hey folks, and welcome to another episode of Day Trading, Swing Trading, and Market Wrap. What we're going to focus on first today is the market and its performance, and then we're going to go right into talking about our trading today. The only thing I can really say about the market today is that it was dead. Volume was light, breadth was even. The Dow finished up 8 points, the Nasdaq finished up 4 points. Very light trading today. Not a lot of day trading really. Even though we did do quite a few trades, they were all for very small scalps. And that was just the type of market it was, so that's all you got to do. When you have a market like that, you just have to sit back and take what it gives you. And that's the biggest thing. And on the downside, you have to protect your downside because you can't afford to take $100, $200, $300 loss in a day like this when the market's only giving you $100 gainers. So you'll see that in the day trading when we talk about it. But as you can see here, we were down slightly at the open. And they rallied us all the way up until about 3:45. And then we sold off. Alright? And we closed basically flat again in the ES, which is the S&P futures. Overall, a dead day, but they still closed us positive again, even after China came down 8% last night. So, at this point, you can't go short in the market much more than, a small hedge position here or a hedge there. You can't just put all your eggs in one basket and go short, because the market's just too strong. Yes, we're due for a correction. Yes, the market's majorly overbought, but no, you cannot go short. It's just too risky. Everyone that does, it keeps on losing and getting squeezed. All right, let's look quickly at the daily. Again, you see we're up here, up right near the highs. Look at this trend right up. Non-stop trend with small pullback. You have a day every 2 weeks that you fall hard, and then you go right back up to the new highs. All right, what I do want to point everyone's attention to is a possible negative divergence here on the stochastics on the daily. Alright, and let's look at the weekly quickly. Weekly. Here's the weekly. You can see, look at this, look at how high we are. Look at this move up on the weekly. Last week we thought we were getting a pullback, but no. Alright, and we're starting the week on an up note again. We'll see if volume comes into the market tomorrow to find out where we really go. Alright folks, let's start out with the day trades. Alright, first we'll look at the P&L, the profit loss for today. Here it is. And you can really just see we had a decent day, nothing great, but at least it was positive. Again, positive. We haven't had a losing day in quite some time, knock on wood. And look at that. We have closed out $252.25 closed P&L. That means we booked that profit. In open P&L, we have a minus 90, which is the DXD position. All right, that's the only swing trade I'm holding overnight, and that everyone should be aware of that. All right. Going back to the markets, let's look at some of these trades. Alright, our first trade we had today was our CLWT. Alright, we saw this spike down here. Alright, and what we ended up doing was we picked up some shares here, a small position, and when it fell more, we picked up another fair position, and we knew we'd get a bounce based off this. Alright, this was an oversold sell, people dumping because of China. Always the market rebounds after China had this happen. So we used that to look for the bounce up. We sold over here for just a $100 gain because we were doing a small position here. All right. We played DNDN a couple times. Basically flat overall. We made a little, lost a little, kept a tight stop on it, but it looked like it was trying to. Let me show you this. All right, here's a trend tool I have, and look at this top right here. Alright. Every time it tried to get above here, it couldn't. Alright. Every time it tried to break out, it failed. Now, we played a couple times thinking it would break out. It never did. We basically ended up, after 2 trades in and out, we ended up with $10 gain. No big deal there. Alright. Fuel was another play. We noticed that, remember, oil was up big today again. It's closing in on that 67 top. Alright. Breaks that 67. It's going to the mid-70s. We used that to our advantage today, knowing it was up over $1. In this play. Alright, we bought right in here at 77, sold it at 82 for a quick $113. Great day trade, just knowing how the market reacts, in and out very quickly on 3,000 shares. Alright. The last play we did at the end of the day was CSUN, and this was based off a bounce expected in this stock. Let's look at not the weekly, but let's look at the daily again. And didn't do that. Oh, that is right. Alright, here's the daily. Very oversold at this point. You're going to get a bounce up, and that's what we base it off of. Plus, knowing short covering would come into the market here, into the close, that's how we played it as well. So we bought 1,000 shares, sold it for a quick $58 because we weren't going to hold it overnight, because who knows what China does tonight. We will look at this tomorrow for a day trade, however. I do expect a pop, 40-50 cent pop up one of these days, and we'll watch it closely for that. The only other play we had was SWAT, and it was a swing trade we were holding. We sold it for a $30 loss here. No big deal. It's just not performing. It's not fast enough for the day trading account. All right, we still like it on a longer term play, but considering we're expecting a market pullback here, we're going to hold off on holding this overnight until we in day trading account anyways. All right. The only thing we're going to hold in the day trading account is the 900 DXD, which we're expecting, and we're using that as a hedge again, and I said this multiple times. We're using this as a hedge position just in case the market rolls big intraday and we have some long positions that get crushed. Alright, this will help balance out that portfolio, and I don't mind. We're very close. We're basically flat to slightly down in the position overall, so it's no big deal. Alright, folks. That's pretty much it for day trading today. As you can see, the market was again very flat to nothing doing. And I'll put the NASDAQ chart up just to leave with that. This is the NASDAQ chart, up, down, and then slowly trended up into the close on light volume. Alright folks, have a wonderful evening. We'll be back tomorrow to chat about our day trades and swing trades. Be ready for an exciting day, hopefully tomorrow, where we make lots of money in the day trading chat room. Come join us, only $199.95 a month. Look at that, today, up 250, we overdid that even just on a slow day. So, it's well worth the money. The swing trade alerts might be for you if you work during the day and you can't day trade. We have great swing trades. I just sent out a swing trade alert today that was golden. It's going to be a huge mover. So if you want, get on board, sign up for that, and you'll get that one in your email. Alright, have a wonderful night, and we'll talk to you soon.